Welcome to Florida, the land of sunshine, alligators, and headlines that make you question if reality is just a poorly written sitcom. Now, we all know about Florida Man and his many adventures, but today, we're diving into something just as ridiculous. Our town names. Because Florida isn't just weird in behavior, we're weird in branding too. So first up, let's talk about Ave Maria, a town founded in 2005 by a very ambitious Roman Catholic who also co-founded, wait for it, a Domino's Pizza. Because when you think of a holy place, you think of 30-minute delivery and a crust that sometimes resembles communion wafers. This guy wanted a place that would appeal to Catholics, so naturally, he built a giant church and said, you know what would really make this sacred? Unlimited breadsticks. Then there's Taintsville. Oh no, get your mind out of the gutter. It's not named after that taint. Apparently, it's because people there used to say, we taint in Oviedo. So instead of moving to Oviedo like a normal person, they just embraced their weird grammar and made it a town. So, good for them. Meanwhile, over on Beer Can Island, someone said, what if we just buy an island and dedicate it entirely to partying? And because this is Florida, people said, yeah, that sounds responsible. It's 9 acres of sunburn, bad decisions, and probably at least one guy claiming he wrestled a shark. Next, we have Bowling Green, named after the city in Kentucky by someone who moved here from Kentucky in 1883. Because when you escape to Florida for sunshine and freedom, the best way to honor your journey is to name your town after the place you just left. It's like getting divorced and naming your new dog after your ex. And in the spirit of bad timing, there's Christmas, Florida, which started as a supply fort built on Christmas Day in 1837. I like to imagine some poor soldier got stuck working that day, and in a fit of bitterness, he was like, fine, we'll name it Christmas. Merry freaking war. Now, the town leans into that name, and people send letters from there just to get the Christmas postmark. Because why wouldn't Florida make Christmas weird too? Then we have Cockroach Bay, which is not full of cockroaches. No. It was named because Spanish explorers thought the horseshoe crabs there were cockroaches. Now, I don't know about you, but if I mistook a crab for a cockroach, I wouldn't just name the place after my mistake. I'd keep quiet and hope no one noticed. But in Florida, we're dumb. We commit, right? Now, let's talk about Dildo Key. Officials claim that it's named after a dildo cactus, but I'm sorry, what? I don't know what kind of plants these people are growing, but if you're telling me that the inspiration for this name wasn't exactly what it sounds like, I've got some swampland to sell you. Moving on. There's Howey in the Hills, named after William Howey because, shocker, it has hills. That's it. That's the whole story. No effort, no creativity, just man's name plus geography. Even Taintsville tried harder. Then there's Lorida, which is just Florida with the F missing. They sat in a town hall meeting, argued for 3 hours, and then somehow finally said, screw it, just drop a letter and let's go home. Then we have Man Key and Woman Key, or K, I guess as they say it. 2 islands named after a Spanish shipwreck that stranded the sailors on one island and prostitutes on the other. That's not a joke. That actually happened, supposedly. Florida was out here doing reality TV before it was even a thing. And let's talk about Mayo, a town that has both a Mayo Clinic and a sub shop named Mayo Subs. Because if you're in Mayo, Florida, and you're not eating a sandwich slathered in mayo while waiting for a doctor's appointment, are you even living? Then there's Spuds, named because they farm potatoes there. Shocking, I know. Next door is probably Cornville and Tomato Town. Then there's Tate's Hell, which sounds like a place you go to lose a bet. It was named after a farmer and trapper who got lost in the swamp and had such a bad time that people literally named the whole area after his suffering. That poor guy. Imagine wandering through alligator-infested swamps, barely making it out alive, and people go, yeah, let's call it his hell. And finally, we have 2 eggs, named during the Great Depression when people used eggs as currency. I'd like to buy a plot of land. Well, that'll be 2 eggs. Deal! And thus a town was born. Florida really does capitalism differently. So there you have it. Proof that Florida isn't just weird because of its people. Even our towns are part of the chaos. So, if you enjoyed this deep dive into Florida nonsense, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. And let me know in the comments which ridiculous Florida town name is your favorite. And if you live in one of these places, I have so many questions. So until next time, stay weird, Florida.